you're overdosing. This is a wedding just when I wasn't invited to my own sister's big day, my mom stated. I made plans to travel instead. My relatives was blowing my phone days later. Sitting there, I looked at my phone and went back over the message 5 times. Hey, wanted to let you know we had to make some difficult choices, and the guest list is finalized. Hope you understand. Sweetheart. Strong cuts, sharp cuts. I was not some far off relative. I was not an old family acquaintance they had not seen in years. I stood in for her brother. And my sister, the same sister I had supported through every crisis, every divorce, every moment of self-doubt, had lately cut me like a second thought. Blinking at the screen, I felt the sluggish, crawling agony of unbelief slink into my chest. I almost laughed as clearly this had to be a mistake. I grabbed the phone and dialed my mother. She responded on the second ring, her voice bright. Hello, honey. How is it? I paid no attention to little conversation either. Chloe sent a note just now. She claims I'm not on the finalized guest list. They're stopped, just long enough to validate my previously assumed observations. Hello, honey, in the voice she always used when she wanted me to feel like I was the one acting irrationally. My mother sighed. Just a wedding here. Try not to exaggerate about this. Just a wedding. In my gut, I felt something hot and harsh coiling. Are you indeed serious? I remarked, my voice absolutely quiet. Mom, brother of hers is me. How not invited to the wedding of my own sister? She produced a tisk sound, akin to what I would have done as a toddler having a tantrum. Not personally. Their guest list had to be kept modest and parent. I stopped her. I came into Chloe's Instagram post just now. She asked 150 individuals in all. Quietness. Then there was a strained laugh. You are aware of these things, then. Weddings are costly, so maybe they assumed you wouldn't mind missing this one. I thought I had been gutly punched. Surely would be. Mom, I have Chloe right here through everything. Twice I assisted her in moving, paid half her rent when she lost her job, and guided her through her latest breakup. But right now, I'm not good enough to be there on her big day? Oh, quit being theatrical, my mother sighed. One day at least, you are overdosing. I laughed briefly, austerely without humor. Overreaction. Straightforward, this would obviously go as shown above. My mother would dismiss me. Chloe would most likely make some half-hearted apologies later, and I would be supposed to forgive and go on. As it is my usual behavior. Not this time either. Something in me caught my attention. If I wasn't good enough to be featured, then excellent. Not me either. I hung up and began to go through my phone. I was going to be someplace quite a lot better if I hadn't been attending Chloe's wedding. I was on a vacation. More I considered it, the more enraged I became. I was not the type of man to act out about things. In the past, I had allowed a lot of slippage. Chloe had missed my birthday several times, contacted me only when she needed something, and consistently expected me to be the understanding one, while Chloe got away with murder. But this, instead, this amounted to a whole fresh degree of contempt. I wasn't going to sit around sulking while my sister and the rest of my family played their little wedding without me. I wasn't significant enough to be included, hence I wasn't important enough to be accessible when they surely needed me. I went browsing for flights using my laptop. Should Chloe experience the finest day of her life, I would be having the best week of my life. Planning took less than an hour. I reserved a 5-star Caribbean all-inclusive vacation with ocean view room, spa treatments, private beach, and all-inclusive resort. The type of excursion I had always advised myself was too ostentatious. Not from this period. I was not only on a trip of leisure, I was speaking. I was already on a plane in first class drinking champagne when the wedding weekend arrived. Suppose I was cut off the invitation list, but I made sure to upload a photo with my legs extended out, drink in hand, with the comment, "Suppose I'll survive." The responses nearly came right away. Some of my cousins sent laughing emojis. "Good for you," said my aunt, the only sensible member of the family. "Should have carried me with you." The finest response, however, came from my mother. She SMS'd me 3 times consecutively. Mom, where are you? Mom, over this, you are really skipping the wedding of your sister? Mom, you're being petty here. Petties. Oh, I was hardly close to finished. I emailed her back a photo of the beach, white sand, glistening clean blue water, the full postcard ideal perspective. I next switched off my phone. I was not going to let their guilt affect me. Not this time. I was not putting my family first for the first time in a very long time. I was initially looking after myself. It also felt fantastic. I had almost turned off any residual remorse by the time I arrived in paradise. The second I left the airport, the gentle seaside wind smelled like tropical flowers and salt. I was going to the resort in a private vehicle, a neat black SUV with bottled water in the back seat and cooled towels. Indeed, this was far better than a wedding. I considered how correct I had been to do this as we drove along the shore. My family was most likely running about getting ready for the big day back home. Most likely my mother was explaining away my absence, not even giving me second consideration. My sister was laughing with her bridesmaids. But I wasn't given second consideration here. Priority was me. My first focus is the resort sprang from out of a fantasy. Towering palms blooming inside, a massive open-air architecture allowing in the ocean breeze, and the type of service where they welcomed you with a beverage before you even checked in. The lobby had. My quarters? Unreal. The most opulent king-sized bed I have ever seen. Floor-to-ceiling windows, a private deck. I dropped my things, walked out onto the balcony, and simply let everything sink me. Then I took a photo of the scenery and uploaded it just to twist the knife a bit. One door shuts, another opens, ideally to a seaside suite with limitless margaritas. I knew it would return to my family, and frankly, that was what I hoped for. They could see for once what it felt like to be excluded. And I was only getting started. My trip's first whole day was fantastic. Room service, fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, and coffee so delicious it destroyed every cup I had ever had before, began the morning. I then spent the day precisely doing what I wanted. None of any responsibilities. There is not any family drama. Just myself, the sea, and a calendar based entirely on my own pleasure. With drink in hand, I was spread out on a sunbed by the infinity pool by midday, watching the waves sweep in. Every so often, I would peek at my phone to see the increasing number of comments to my holiday photos, not to check in with my family. The remarks were fantastic. Brother Brandon, cousin, where exactly are you? All right, Camilla. Now you're just flaunting. Old acquaintance from college, bro. Invite me back off next time. And then, at last, an alert that really made me smile. Chloe looked over your tail. Oh, therefore she was paying attention now. She would probably certainly respond as described here, sitting in the bridal room, drinking inexpensive champagne, browsing Instagram just to see me live my best life as she worried about her wedding. Decent. Leaning back, sipped one more from my glass. I considered, enjoy your big day, sis. Hope it is just what you desired. But something odd occurred by the time the sun began to set. My phone began to explode up. I initially paid it no attention. I reasoned it was just more individuals responding to my images. Then I recognized the names, however. Mom and Chloe, cousins Brandon, including even Uncle Rob. Call one after another. Books pouring in continually. I arched an eyebrow and at last unlocked my phone. My mom sent the first book I came across. Mom, get in touch. This is an emergency. An emergency is occurring? At the marriage? I groaned, wondering if I really gave a damn. Then another note from Brandon surfaced. John, buddy, you are not going to believe what just transpired. Oh, now I started to wonder. Sitting up, I instantly saw the world had given the nicest wedding present I could have ever wanted. I read through the notes. Given that, as it happened, Chloe's ideal wedding, it had lately been engulfed in flames. I sieved through the deluge of texts, my smile widening with every one of them. Jamie, Boy, you avoided a bullet. Mom, let me call you right now. There is a family dilemma here. Chloe has, where are you? I want you. I continued browsing while spread out on my lounge chair, drank another sip from my beverage. I then came onto the message that caused me to chuckle out. Maya, cousin. The groom turned away, like walked out. I almost choked from my drink. The groom walked off? Oh, this beyond all I could have dreamed. I eventually texted Brandon back as curiosity overcame me. What do you mean he left? Jennifer. Guy, in the reception, total breakdown. Him just left after Chloe, and him had an intense argument. Straight out of the venue. Brandon. Then Uncle Rob and Dad had a shouting fight about who was tarnishing the family's image. Grandma started to cry. Early on, the venue cut the bar. It's disorganizing. I relaxed and started to smile. Convinced she didn't need me, my sister had barred me from the wedding. And nowadays, I was the first person they all rushed to now. In my brain, I could already hear my mother speaking. You must corrected this. Chloe is crushed. Sure, but thanks not so much. I got Chloe's next message open. Chloe, respond to your call. Kindly. I depend on you. Oh, now I was crucial. I inhaled deeply, then wrote back a single answer. Me. I apologies. I'm a little preoccupied enjoying my reactions. Hope the wedding was entertaining. Then, smiling. I closed her number, closed my mother's path, blocked Brandon, just in case he found himself pulled into their guilt-tripping project. I then waved over the bartender, set my phone on Do Not Disturb, and ordered yet another drink, for I was in heaven while my family was plummeting. And one more for once. I was not at all disturbed. I woke up the next morning to the sound of Against the Coast, the aroma of salt and tropical flowers filling my open balcony doors. I yawned, stretched, and for a happy moment I almost forgot about the anarchy developing back home. Nearly. I turned then to check my phone. I had banned most of my relatives, and even so, I had over 20 missed calls from arbitrary numbers. They were searching everywhere for me. A few of voicemails had slipped through. I clicked play on the first one against better advice. Mom's terrified voice. Though I'm not sure what you think you are accomplishing, now is not the time for one of your outbursts. We need you here. Your sister is crushed. Right now, this family has to hang together. Rolling my eyes, I erased it. Voicemail next time. Chloe started to weep. Why you're doing this eludes me. Brother of yours is here. I really need you. Kindly just give me a call back. Click on here deleted. I laughed at the second one. Brandon whispered, as if he were hiding in a closet. Geek. Mom and Camilla want to see your place when you come back. Just let me know. Grandma also believes that your absence cursed the wedding. It's funny. That voicemail, I stored. I dropped my phone upon the bed and walked out onto the balcony. Just starting to rise, the sun gave the sea a golden she-glow. I inhaled deeply, let the warmth of it soak in. My family was furiously doing damage control back home. I was here, savoring the finest choice I had ever taken while drinking espresso in a bathrobe. And the nicest thing about it? When they cut me out, they were at last experiencing precisely what I had felt. Undesired, neglected, left excluded. Actually, it was rather poetic, but I was still not done. I grabbed my phone, shot a picture of my breakfast, fluffy pancakes, fresh fruit, mimosa so brilliant it might blind someone, and uploaded it with the caption, "Beginning my day free of worry. Hope everything back home is doing as well." Then, just for fun, I went over my blocked messages, grinned at every missed call, and ordered yet another mimosa. I planned not to call them back. Let them straighten their own mess. I had a vacation. My phone rang once again at lunchtime while I was lying in a private cabana drinking something tropical with an umbrella in it. This time it came from Cousin Maya. Maya, well, I know you're angry. And really? You are deserving of being. But you have to hear what transpired after the nuptials. Call me. You are going to like this. I raised an eyebrow. Maya has always been the relative with a brain among them. She claimed I needed to hear something, hence it was probably worth my time. Against better knowledge, I thus phoned her. She spoke on the first ring. She replied, hardly able to control her enthusiasm. Oh my God, you're finally answering. All right, then, are you seated? I glanced about at my covered cabana, the vast ocean before me, and the cold drink in hand. Yes, I consider myself to be in a decent state for whatever this is. Maya gave out a breathless chuckle. Fine. Chloe therefore completely lost it after the groom's departure. And I not mean a few tears. I mean yelling, crying, throwing stuff at the bridal party. I snorted. Sounds related to right. Then Maya carried on, her voice bursting with enthusiasm. Mom overheard Camilla remarking that, had you been present, this whole catastrophe might have been prevented as everyone was trying to cool her off. I gave a blink. Wait, then what? Maya burst with laughter. Indeed, she was remarking on how Chloe spirals and you have always been the one to mend things. That if you were present, you would have handled things as usual or spoken reason into the groom. I started to laugh out loud. Let me so clear things out. The same family who kept me away from the wedding is now blaming me for not being there to salvage it. Oh, it gets better. Maya spoke. Mom told Lisa she was being rather foolish. Then they began to fight. Noisy. Grandma then get involved, stating Chloe created this on herself because she offended the universe by not inviting her brother. I almost choked from my drink. Maya was now cackling. Grandma was scolding Chloe in front of everyone, emphasizing if you treated your family properly, you wouldn't be alone in your wedding dress right now. I leaned back with a smile. Oh, it is lovely. Then Maya asked, while your mother attempted to mend matters by phoning the groom's family. His mother chuckled and said, this is your problem now. I had to set down my drink before laughing so hard started to cause spills, I said then, catching my breath. Where then does Chloe find herself? Still in tears, Maya groaned and blamed everyone except herself. She's attempting to see if she may save the wedding with some type of backup plan, last I heard. She isn't rebounding back from this, however. Really. I shook my head, still beaming. The finest part is something you know. Which? I sipped slowly at my drink. I have no idea, Maya cried with laughter. To be honest, I blame none of you. I just believed you would value knowledge that karma completed its work. Oh, that's wonderful to know, I grinned. Maya, thank you for the update. Not an issue, she answered. Enjoy your travel. For record purposes, you also did the correct thing. I hung up contentment level not seen in years. They had wanted a wedding free of me. And now, because to their own selfishness, they had a calamity instead. I grabbed my glass, lifted it into the heavens, toasted to the finest choice I had ever made. I immediately switched off my phone, leaned back in my cabana, and let the sea wind whisk the remainder of my guilt away. I hardly checked my phone once for the remainder of the day. Rather, I booked a sunset cruise, let the warm wind sweep over me, and had a 5-star supper by the sea. I was savoring the greatest steak I had ever eaten as my family was still gathering the fragments of Chloe's wedding catastrophe. One moment, I thought maybe I should be sad for her. Then I thought back on her nonchalance in leaving me out. Sure, not sure. I drank my wine, grabbed one final photo of the vista, and uploaded it with one caption. There are no regrets. Then, grinning satisfactorily, I switched off my phone once again. Let them cook stew. I was finished with their backup scheme. I woke the following morning feeling less than I had years before. Not guilty at all, nothing stressed. There were no last-minute family crises that somehow fell within my purview. Just myself, the sound of waves, and a whole day ahead, free of work. I stretched, ordered room service, and switched my phone back on out of simple interest. Great error. Within seconds, my alerts sprang out. Mom, you must call me and quit behaving like a toddler. Chloe, it's unbelievable you are treating me this way. You really are rather selfish. Mother, this is not humorous. Chloe is devastated. Even now, do you really care? Block number most likely my aunt's. We have to mend this family before it is too late. I moaned and shook my head. Their speed in changing from ignoring me to wanting me to solve everything was nearly amazing. One message then grabbed my attention. Maya, cousine. All right, please review this even though you seem to be excluding everyone. Your mother is attempting to bring the family together for a conversation upon your return. Just let me know. I almost laughed right out loud. Oh, they assumed I was returning under the impression that nothing had changed. Like I would have just come up, let them guilt trip me, and act as if this whole incident never occurred. Indeed, not happening. I gave Maya a brief response. Me, thanks for the alert. I won't be there, however. Maya, wait. What does this mean? Me meant here is my journey expanding. They wanted to cut me out. Correct. I am totally cutting myself off. She seemed to me to be reacting. A combination of astonishment and entertainment, perhaps. A few short seconds later, she answered, Maya, good. That is legendary. Tell me everything when you come back. Anytime that would be hilarious. I grinned, set down my phone, and grabbed my laptop. A few clicks later, my vacation was officially extended another whole week. None of families, no drama, no family talks about. Just me, the sea, and the tranquility they never permitted me to possess. And the greatest thing is that they were powerless to change things. I sent one final SMS before going visiting the beach to Mom and Chloe. Me. Oh, you now want me around? I'm sorry. I'm a little occupied savoring my overreaction. Enjoy tidying up your personal clutter. I blocked their numbers then, for the last time. I put down my phone, asked for another drink, and let the sun tan my flesh. Zero guilt, zero stress, no regrets, simply harmony. And it was the finest choice I have ever taken.